Hey guys, today I'm looking at Horizon Zero Dawn. This is a really weird game for me to talk about simply because it's a really big IP and Sony's really pushing it. And, I know a lot of people like this game, but frankly, this was a game I saw. I was super hyped for it. I thought, oh, cool, you're some, girl fighting robot dinosaurs. Like, that's very new, it's very innovative. And I was super hyped for it. And I finally got around to playing the game, and I thought, wow, I'm not having fun, or I feel kind of bored. I don't know what it is, but the game feels kind of stilted. I mean, I love Aloy's movement. I love the fact she can duck and weave through cover. She can shoot her arrows. She has different types of arrows for entrapping and stalking the different animals and the dinosaurs, and doing all this kind of other thing. The kind of navigating through the trees and laying traps, like that's fun. But for some reason, I just did not feel engaged in this game, especially in a game that seems to be based on the story. Again, I love the idea of the setup where you're this kind of nomadic people, but you find this weird cave. And so she's off to do like her, test, age test or whatever, become a warrior of the tribe. Sorry, that's later actually, but when she finds the cave as a child, she essentially, finds this magic, which is really advanced technology and some kind of AI and some kind of metallic bow. And this is what she uses to fight the robot dinosaur things. Like, okay, this is actually kind of cool. This is hitting all the right notes. But for whatever reason, I don't know. There's something about me about the animation of the characters and the NPCs, the way the dialogue is written. But at a certain point, I just stopped caring about the game, and I wanted to care about it, and it was really, really odd. I like Aloy as a character. I like the setting. I like the conflict. But to kind of just go from tribe to tribe and go to the place X or whatever and just fight stronger dinosaurs, I did not feel motivated to do that. Even to see, the new dinosaurs, the new kinds of powers they have, or the new kinds of arrows that I could use, and the new kind of upgrades that I could get, I felt like there was nothing pulling me forward in the story. And it was just a very strange experience because I've rarely ever dropped a game in the first hour that looked interesting, that I wanted to enjoy, and resulted in me just, again, like losing interest. I never, ever, rarely lose interest in a game because the structure of it is that you make constant progress. So I don't know if they could change something about the progress or the items you use or the interface or whatever, upgrading your weapons by the things you slay. But like overall, I remember the distinct moment where I thought to myself, I just don't feel like playing this game anymore. And I had beat, the first couple major fights or bosses, and I'd done the first kind of hour of the quest, first hour of the game or so, maybe 2 hours. And I just thought, if that's the main loop, it's, go to a village, find out their problems, do side quests, take out the big bad, dinosaur robot thing and keep going. It just didn't grab me, and I wish it did, frankly. I just don't know what else to say. I think it's cool that you had certain arrows that would draw like shock traps. I tried to set up a lot of ambushes that way, so if there was a clearing or a grove and the robot things were going through there, I was trying to put it between the end of the clearing so they I chased them into it, things like that. I also found it would be kind of difficult in some places too. I remember I ran out of like fire arrows or incendiary things. But again, I love the design of the dinosaurs, how they shapeshift and move, with all the machinery underneath, the plates. And so to me, I really don't know what to say, because there's a lot of aspects of this game that I frankly, honestly, really endorse. I really enjoy. I really like them. But I felt no motivation to continue with the character, the environment. If I had to put my guess on it, I would say maybe it's the NPCs. Because every time I talked to an NPC, I felt like I never got anything new out of that conversation. It was just super, super boring. They told me things I already knew. Or we're a tribe and we're starving. We need protection. It's like, okay, cool. Maybe the other part that was missing is exploration. I felt like I went out into the world and I never found anything that was super interesting or super, oh wow, that's so cool, I could use this later or whatever. I just felt it just felt very soft and kind of boring to me, and I can't put my finger on why. It just felt kind of not even stale, but just like soulless. I don't know how to put it. I mean, the only other thing I can really speculate or say is that this game seems to focus a lot more on characters and character interaction. And, you know, a lot of it very much feels like inspired by Avatar. You have this pseudo primal, you know, native setting, and you have these people living in there. And so they kind of just, you know, interact and build their relationships and, you know, fight against, you know, the tyranny of the machines or whatever. And I think when I really think back to the game, I think it just had a lot of cutscenes of just dialogue that I didn't think was super interesting, super great, you know, super, you know, incredible. And so if you're going to put all of your points into just betting it on, you know, character interactions rather than gameplay, because the gameplay is good, it just kind of falls flat. And I guess it just fell out of my hands. I just said, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't care. And I want to move on. But so, yeah, and I've had games that have done things like, I've had games that have done things where they've given me I've had games that have given me moments of total frustration, total exasperation. Like, I don't know where to go. I don't know what to do. And it's like, oh, this is so frustrating, but I just get a guide. And that's my backup. For here, it was the strangest reason for quitting, which is apathy. I've never quit a game because of apathy, but Horizon was the first game that made me do that. And I know if I go back, because I did go back once and try to play it. I remember I found this NPC in the wilderness, and he's like, hey, do my side quest. And I did the side quest, and he's like, wow, thanks. It just felt so empty. It felt like it wasn't trying to say or do anything or even really challenge me. He's like, hey, we have this world, and there are people in it, and they talk, and it's like, great. I've never played a game. I mean, this is the beginning of what I think is like AAA slop, where you have all this impressive stuff going on, but there's no reason to get involved. It almost reminds me a little bit of one of the reasons I don't really like a game like Red Dead 2, because it feels like a bunch of stuff happens in that game and nothing progresses. Like, I pinpointed it in Red Dead 2 where you have a bar fight at the beginning, and you like, you know, mess up Dutch's, you know, appearance and reputation. And he doesn't do anything about it. He's just like, oh, get yourself cleaned up. We got work. I don't know what else to say. It's like there's a whole like in-depth dive into culture and story and characters, and none of it feels pertinent. Like, nothing feels like it's changing or challenging the character. It's just stuff is happening. And again, I just left because of apathy. I just couldn't bring myself to care about it. There was no mystery to solve. There was no, like, it was cool, right? Because I thought, oh, this technology, what does it mean? Where did it come from? I thought it'd be a big part of the game, but no, it just devolved into characters talking to each other about their kind of personal issues, and really weird, frankly. That's how I feel about it. I mean, if someone really, you know, whips me at the back of the head to like go give it like another 20 minutes, I mean, I'll do it, but I can almost guarantee I'm going to have the same exact experience. Besides that, the environments are beautiful. You know, the creatures are really cool. Aloy, as a design and character, you know, she's great. But I honestly think if you took out the NPCs from this game would have a massive improvement. Is the funny part. If anything, you could make it more like God of War, where you focus, you know, the characters to like a cast of like 4 main people. I think that would work much stronger in Horizon's camp, frankly. Anyway, that's kind of all I gotta say about it. Yeah, I'll see you guys later. Bye.